Alright, I'm going to put the rub on the shoulder roast. Get a shot of the cat's hair. There's claws digging around in the box there. They got to get in the act. They're helping. And there's a little one there. There's Mouse laying under the camera tripod. And then, of course, there's Fatty. And then over there is Shadow. Alright, this is a 13-pounder. I did not realize that it was two different ones, so I'm going to go ahead and cook them both. Then I'll just have to freeze some of it, because obviously that's a lot of meat. But I did not know there was two separate ones. It was only $26 for 13 pounds. So you have to figure that was like a year ago. But it's been in the freezer, so it's a fine. Yeah, because you ain't getting 13 pounds now for that price. I can guarantee you that. And what I do is I use two different kind of rubs. I use you can use whatever you want depending on what your taste is. I'm going to use hickory for the wood chips. They're soaking in water right now. And, alright. I'm going to use a mix of Cajun. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, I'm going to use a mix of Cajun and bold chipotle. Salt, pepper. You know what? Flip over. But the rub, you can use almost anything. It really just depends on what you prefer as a rub. You know, don't be stingy with it. But like I said, you can use anything for a rub. You know, you just want to use garlic. What you don't do is you really don't use barbecue sauce. I mean, you can if you want, but I never smoke with a barbecue sauce. You're defeating the purpose. And then when you cook it, though, you want to cook it fat side up, because you want the fat to run down onto the meat. You do not trim the fat. So leave the fat on it. Make sure you cook it fat side up. You know, the fat helps keep the moisture in it. Like you can see, this here is already, there's not a lot of fat on it. But basically, you just, whatever seasoning you want to use, it doesn't matter. It's all a matter of preference. And then, of course, then I'm going to I grind my own pepper. I use 3 different kind of peppercorns to grind my own pepper. That just happens to be what I like to do. I don't like the store-bought pepper. It's not as good. You get a better, fresher taste and aroma grinding your own pepper. So, and my grinder's made in Greece. It used to be shiny. Every 2 or 3 years, 4 years, whatever, I use Brazil, you know, stuff you use in the military for your bling that you have to wear. You know, your little USA thing and that. For dress uniforms, you use Brazil. You can add a little bit of salt to it if you want. It's cured with some salt, but I always put a little bit extra on it. Too much salt, believe it or not, will actually dry it out. So that's why you gotta be careful with salt. And these are my wood chips. You can see, have them soaking in water. I'll burn through literally probably a couple pounds, maybe more, the whole bag. I don't know how many, it's 180 cubic inches. They don't do it by weight. But I'll burn through a whole bag of, and it doesn't matter what brand. People are like, oh, I prefer this brand or that brand. Wood is wood. Wood chips is wood chips. But I use hickory on this one. I've used Mesquite before, which gives you a nice taste. I've used apple. I've used cherry, depending on what I'm smoking. And, all right, I'm going to carry it out there and put it in. I don't need to film that because everybody knows you stick it on a shelf, boom, there you go. And then I'll fill the wood chip, the smoker part. So anyway, there you go. And this thing is going to cook probably, it's pretty good size, so I'll probably wind up cooking it 12 hours, so it won't eat until midnight. But as big as it is, well, see, now that I know it's in 2 pieces, though, technically it's not as big. So I could actually, it'll be done in about 10 hours maybe. So anyway, I'll get a shot after it's cooked. I might get a shot of the smoker smoking too, so we'll see what happens. Okay, you can see I got both of them in there. This thing has been, the burner's been on. Or is it on? Yeah, it's still on. But anyway, it's on high. And so far it's only up to about 155, 160. Alright, when you put your wood chips in, as you can see, you don't pack them in there. You leave them loose. Slide your tray in. Oh, I just screwed up. I missed the top bracket. There we go. Then I missed the bottom one now. There we go. And right now I have it set on high. Then of course you fill up your water tray, obviously with water, and that really does help keep the meat moist. Usually the water tray, being that this is going to be at least a 10-hour cook time. Whoops. There we go. Like I say, don't be afraid to fill that tray up all the way. The thing is leaning, the deck is leaning a little too much, that's why it's crooked. I gotta do some work on the deck to support it. Anyway, so it's pretty simple. You can see I have it on high. By the time the day is over with, for some reason I quit recording. I don't know how much of it recorded. Battery's good. Anyway, by the end of the day, this glass would be totally clouded up. So anyway, it ended up being 2 pork shoulders put together. I thought it was 1, but I only thought it for 2 or 3 days, 2.5 days. So I figured, well, I don't want to refreeze it. And the tray's full of water in there. I'm not sure if it recorded that before it cut off. I think it did. So anyway, there you go. And then I'll get a shot of it smoking or afterwards. But it'll take at least a good 10 hours probably to cook, I would say. Because I'm trying to get the temperature up to about 225, 250. Right now I have it on high. It is a little breezy out, but not too bad. So in about an hour I'll come out and see what my temperature is. And I don't use a thermometer to stab the meat with, which I could do to get an accurate temperature. But I know cooking it for 10 hours is a nice slow smoke. I know doing it for a minimum of 10 hours is going to be cooked solid all the way through and super tender. So there you go. As you can see, we're getting a really good smoke. I've got all the burners on high, and you can see I'm not even up to 200 degrees. I know my tank. Tank's getting low. That could be why. Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch tanks out. Yeah, it might actually be out of LP. Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch tanks. I gotta go out in the garage and get a bigger tank. But anyway, you can see how nicely smoking it is. Dumping a lot of smoke. That's what gives you your flavor. Now, normally what I do is I have these closed down as far as they'll close. The vents, because I like a lot of smoke. And like I say, by the end of the day, that glass is going to be all smoked up. Yeah, the burner, I might have ran out of LP, so I got to go up to the garage and get one. Of course, I could pop the one off the barbecue. And that's the other thing I have to do is do a review on my Napoleon barbecue. But anyway, I'll get a shot when the pork's done. Alright, here's one. You can see how juicy that is with all the fat in it. Because when you do pork, you want obviously pork with some fat in it, so you buy the cheaper one. This stuff was $1.99 a pound, but that was like over a year ago. So now it's probably, with inflation, thanks to a Booba Baba. Oh wait, it's not a Booba Baba, it's Biden. Same thing. But anyway, so yeah, it is really, really good. You can see how nice and brown the seasoning and the top fat and everything was. So I'll go outside and get a shot of the other half. All right, you can see, you can barely see through the glass. There we go. You can see how nice and dark it is. It's not dried out. You can see there is still some water in the tray down there. I filled the tray up. It is 8:30 at night, and I honestly don't remember what time I put it in. But I filled the water tray up at least 3 times, maybe more, for sure at least 3 times. And I filled the wood chip holder 3 times. So I did 3 and 3. But anyway, you can see how nice and too close. But anyway, you can see how good that looks. And I'll tell you what, man, you talk about taste, baby. So anyway, so I'm gonna leave it open, let it cool a little bit, and then I'll bring this piece in. And my girlfriend says she's gonna come over tomorrow for a little pulled pork sandwiches, so that should be good. So anyway, there we go. But it is very, very good. But this smoker does do a good job. I had the, I think I put it in around noon or so. So 9 hours. I had it at 2 1/4 to 250 throughout the day. Kept tabs on the water and the wood chips, of course. So there you go. I hope you enjoy the video. But I'll tell you what, I'm enjoying the meat. But anyway, if you like it, give me a thumbs up. Any comments are welcome. If you want to subscribe, hit the little B in the bottom right corner, hit the little bell, and that'll tell you every notification when I upload a video. Thank you for watching.